Page 9, Curious Cat. This is in common time, about the same as 4/4 time. It's got no sharps or flats, so it's either in C major or A minor. The last note is an A. I'm tempted to believe this is probably an A minor. Now I'm going to take both hands at once because they kind of play one hand at a time. And they're all quarter notes pretty much except the last measure, so the rhythm shouldn't be a problem. So let's just check this out. The problem is the hands will move around a little bit. So at the beginning you're starting out left hand here. That's an E. And the right hand, it's playing the same notes an octave higher. And then the left hand, you got to move up one or just reach up to the F. And then again, the right hand playing the same thing. And then you can go down. For the left hand, it's come down. Right hand is just playing what the left hand did, an octave higher, huh? So it's like the left hand is controlling things. Now you got some accidentals, F sharp, G sharp. And then come up for the last line. And it says LH over, meaning left hand over, meaning use your left hand, cross over and play that last note. Here, and that's it. There's not a lot to it. Put in the articulation. I'm going to recommend a finger staccato here. Is this a light thing? Tenuto on that one. Hang on to that the full beat and maybe a hair longer. Linger on that. Some people would say put a little extra stress on it. I don't. I'll leave that to you and your teacher, but just make sure you don't cut that note short. It's the same articulation throughout. Then the last line, see, the right hand changed articulation. It's staccato all the way through. And that's not staccato. Hang on to that one. Dynamic wise, well, the first line's sort of loud. You'll have to decide what that is. And then the next line is sort of soft. That's just a little softer, not a lot. Next line is soft, so go down some more. And the following line is very soft. So you'll have to work this up. And then at the bottom there's a retardando in the second measure, so you slow down a little bit. Here. So the thing gradually gets softer as you go through it. That's kind of neat. Speed-wise, well, you got metronome markings again, but that's up to you. You think about cat going around. Now you have to get to know the piece and comfortable with the piece, and then you can gradually start thinking about the interpretation. See, in the third line they give you a crescendo. Well, not sure why, because in my mind you can be going up and down on all of these lines. You don't play the whole line at the same dynamic. You have to feel it up and down. And they don't tell you how much to crescendo. But if you do, then in the last line, suddenly you got to come down. It says subito, which means suddenly, without warning. So you may have gone up to about a mezzo forte, a medium loud, at the end of the third line, and then all of a sudden you're very soft. So it's type thing. Experiment with it, because again, you can do more with these dynamics than what they're suggesting. Just follow what they're suggesting, but you can add more to it, is what I'm saying. You feel it. What do you think this cat is doing? Now the last note in the last measure has a fermato over it. You see that? The dot with a half circle? You hang on to that a little longer. Well, you're already very soft, so really you can kind of hang on to it till you don't hear it anymore, because the piano's going to die away. When I do it with a metronome, I just double the value, so I'm going to hold that for 8 counts instead of 4, and then I'll let up. That's how I do it. There's no rule says you have to do it that way, it's just how I do it. Speed-wise, again, it's up to you. And they got the metronome marks. I would play it about as the speed I just played it, more or less, or showed it. I'd like to go over it slowly with you to check the notes, though. The rhythms aren't a problem, they're all quarter notes, but let's make sure we have the right notes on this thing. So I'll give us 4 counts, and let's do this. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. One, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, off.